Okay, what's up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're still life maxing. I didn't give up on the channel. Today, we're gonna talk about disrespect. That's right, disrespect. Everybody's been disrespected. You know, in the shower later, they're going over the conversation, thinking about what they would have said. The point today is to kind of develop a framework so that you never have to second guess, or at least maybe next time you'll know exactly what to do. If you learn all of the principles in this video and then don't follow through, then you're just not gonna make it. The first piece I have on disrespect is actually about a topic called game theory. And I don't know if you're familiar with game theory, but essentially it's a mathematical way to figure out how to get the most optimal outcome in any situation, either for yourself or all of the players in your tribe. It's supposed to be an objective way for you to interact with reality by viewing each one of these different situations you find yourself in as a game, okay? And you have to win the game. And it sounds psycho when you say it like that, but winning the game for you really just means you walk away from a hard conversation actually feeling better than feeling worse. So why do I bring up game theory? And I'm not a professor or anything, but there is one strategy in game theory that is mathematically proven to be a winning strategy over the long term in any iterative game. An iterative game just means that it happens over and over and over again. And this strategy is called tit for tat. Tit for tat. Get your head out of the gutter. So basically what tit for tat means is you say, hey, buddy, if you are going to do something aggressive towards me, if you're going to try to hurt me in some way, then I'm going to, with 100% certainty, hurt you in some way, right? And the way that they teach this concept is in the context of something called the prisoner's dilemma. So for example, there are two prisoners. If they collude, they get a lower sentence together. If they snitch on each other, they both get heavier sentences, right? So if you make this an iterative game, like the two prisoners every day, they get to go to jail or they get to be freed every single day, then one day, the one guy is gonna snitch on you and then you're gonna get the sentence and you didn't snitch on the other guy. So now you're sitting in jail while that guy has his freedom and you go, what the hell, man, right? After your day of jail, contemplatively sitting there, wondering if the top G was right, wondering if you made the right choices in life, if you married the right girl, if you drive the right car while you're sitting there in prison, you come up with a plan, okay? You say, okay, that's fine. I'm sitting in prison today because I chose to be a nice guy. Basically, I chose to be a nice guy. I didn't want to snitch on my buddy and he snitched on me. And so I got the entire punishment and the other guy, he got off the hook, right? So here's what you do the next day when you guys are lining up and he's getting ready to snitch on you again. He said, I fucking loved my freedom next time. And you say, well, listen, buddy, I know you're gonna snitch on me. So guess what? I'm gonna snitch on you too. And he goes, what? Psh, you can't do that. They're never gonna fucking believe you. So you snitch on him too. And you guys both get bad sentences. The next day, the guy goes, well, what the fuck, dude? I was free yesterday and I'm jailed today because of you. How do we stay free? I do not want to be in this jail. That's what this guy says. And you say, okay, well, listen, mister, as much as I'm willing to play dirty, I'm also willing to play nice. So instead of snitching on each other, why don't we just collude and not snitch on each other, hold both of our mouths, and then we both get off, basically. I mean, it's a more complicated example. I could go into it, but we both get off basically if we cooperate, right? And the other guy says, well, that sounds great. I want to get out of jail time and I don't care about being a dick to you that much. I'd rather be out of jail than to be a dick with you. And that's what everybody thinks in all scenarios in life, because I'm going to tie it together now. The idea being that this guy was a dick to you. He snitched on you, right? He snitched on you even though you didn't. You were being the good guy and you paid the price, right? And what everyone will say is just, oh, turn the other cheek, better luck next time. God has a plan for him. Okay, maybe. But you can actually take action today that's completely ethical, that can force people to play nice. And this is like real sauce right now. I can't believe I'm even putting this on YouTube for free. But you can force people to play nice. And it's all game theory. So in this example, this guy was being a dick to you while you were being nice, and that was a mistake because you got punished and that guy got let off. So the next time, you were a dick to him preemptively and he was still a dick to you, right? You literally just gave him payback for exactly what he did to you, okay? Then you guys both face punishment. The next day though, the guy cares more about being free than about being a dick to you. So he says, please just don't snitch on me again. Fine, I'll play nice so we can both have a better outcome. That's tit for tat. So how do you use this in your own life? You go through the world with a clean conscience. Help the homeless, donate to charity, help your family members, your loved ones. You don't start shit. Remember, you don't have to start shit. You're a successful guy. You don't have to start shit with anyone. For what? Spike your cortisol for fucking what, right? It's gonna age you. You don't need that. But if somebody assails you, if somebody starts to attack you, if someone starts to say, well, you're fucking ugly anyway, if someone starts to say, ha ha ha, you'll see when you're older, if someone starts to say something that is fundamentally offensive, right? Not like they have a bad opinion or something. No, that person's being a dick, a bitch, straight up. And by the way, be very careful to stipulate the difference, or else this strategy can make you the bad guy really quick. But if it fundamentally, you know that they're being a dick to you, then you have a license to be a dick right back. They've already shown that that's how they want to play. Yeah. And it sounds harsh. It sounds harsh. You say, I'm a nice guy, I don't want to be a dick. Well, listen, I'm a nice guy too, and I don't want to be a dick. Unfortunately, a lot of people in the world want to be dicks. So unfortunately, you have to treat them like dicks. And on this path, actually, here's the positive note in all of this. You will cross paths with people who don't want to be dicks. Seriously, and it's rarer than you would think. But a lot of people genuinely just want to be a dick to you. So you have to learn to handle that too. What's my saying? You hope for sunshine, but you prepare for rain, right? So basically with this tit for tat strategy, if someone's a dick to you, you absolutely have a license to be a dick to them back. It's not even unethical. They started it, right? You're just going to finish it. So they say, hey, you're stupid, Mr. Stupid Face. And you say, hey, I'm Mr. Stupid Face. Okay, well, you're Mr. Stupid Hands. How do you like them apples? And guess what's going to happen? Guess what happens when you say that? They go, how dare you? Because the number one thing about dicks is that they are not self-aware. This will happen over and over again until eventually, and I'm telling you how this works, and this is real sauce, eventually the person will come to you with grievances of their own, right? This person who's a dick in your life will come to you with grievances about you. It happens automatically. It's amazing. So they come to you with grievances and they say, hey, motherfucker, you called me ugly McUglyface. You called me brokey McBroke. What the fuck, bro? Right? And after you hear this video, it's crazy how many times you'll see this happen in your life and how much better you're gonna feel. Like, it'll fix everything for you. So anyway, they will eventually come to you and they'll say, hey, motherfucker, you've been speaking to me this way. And then, there's no argument. There's no argument. You know this has been happening. You've intentionally been planting the seed in them for this long. Unfortunately, it takes this long, right? I'm not saying this is some weird, like manipulative, weird fucking bullshit mind game thing that you're doing. That's not what you're doing at all. It's literally just standing up for yourself, right? Like, I know I'm making it sound like some big fucking thing. That's just to get the clicks, but you're really just standing up for yourself at the end of the day. And I'm just telling you the dichotomy of how it usually works out. So the guy comes to you, he has grievances, but there's no argument this time because you have nothing to argue. Because you know every step of the way what happened better than them. They think they're coming to you with some new information when you have notes on the whole thing. And you know every step of the way, you never initiated a thing. You never initiated a thing. You say, listen, I'm a good guy. I never called you this, that until you called me this. Fair enough, right? If I deserve to be spoken to that way, then clearly it should be no problem to speak to you that way, right? If it's no big deal for me, it's no big deal for you, right? No, wrong. Obviously, the dicks have never thought about this. And this is kind of the hard part. At the end, it stratifies into two different ways. Number one, you tell them exactly like, oh, you said this, and then I said this, and then it clicks in their head like, oh, I might be a dick, right? Because they don't even know. Or number two, they just continue to be delusional and unself-aware and all that stuff. And, you know, I guess that's... What to do about that situation is a topic for another video. But basically what I'm saying is that tit for tat is not a concept that always wins just in game theory. And that game theory is not something that only exists in a textbook. And that educating yourself about these topics even further than just this video will improve your life materially in so many ways. That's why you have to keep on studying, learn about nature, learn about science, learn about everything you can learn about, because you in your own life will start to find some of these like overlapping points that help you as well. And that's why it's important to be the smartest guy possible. I know that's not what they're glorifying anymore. You have to be like the most jacked or most this or most that or most that. And honestly, you do have to be all that, but you also have to be the most smart. And nobody is riding hard for that, except for me. I'm telling you, I paid my dues. I read all the shit. I did the things, right? So the point is not to have knowledge, because I agree having just knowledge is kind of dweeby. It's like, oh, I'm a library. I can tell you anything about fucking ancient Rome, right? No one cares. It's about applied knowledge. And applied knowledge really is power at the end of the day. I'm teaching you power principles for the modern era, because the shallow overview I did about game theory here to a professional, you know, it's probably hurting their ears right now hearing me oversimplify it to this level, but that works. And that's a lesson that I learned on my own in my life and have been able to apply. I hope my point is clear here. Get as smart as possible. Stand up for yourself. Remember exactly how you treated people and how they treated you. So when it comes time for you guys to actually hash things out, there's no argument. You know exactly what happened. You know exactly what you said. You know exactly what to say. So basically that's the video. Tit for tat. If you forget everything else, remember, tit for tat. It's the most ethical way for people to stop disrespecting you. Do you want that? Of course you want that, okay? So it's very imperative that you learn this technique. Anyway, guys, I've been going on for way too long here. I think that about does it for that. Any questions, comments, or concerns, please, for the love of God, just put it into the comment box. I will try to answer as many of those inquiries as I can. I have been Prince. You have been a lovely audience. I thank you, and I'll catch you next time.